Here we
Turn
go.
on.
How's that?
How's this?
How's that?
Better now?
Can you hear me now? So I had the microphone turned off.
Let's start again.
Someone can tell you. Can you hear us now? Just someone say, yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us now, though? Oh, no.
Oh, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yay.
Oh, cool. Phew, that was
Okay,
good.
let's start again.
It's just Paul again doing his technical equipment crisis where he just forgot to turn the microphone on.
Well, you've got about 10 things to do in a row. And,
Mate.
And if I talk to you, you just lose your train of thought, don't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, it is a bit of a mission setting up all this gear. But what we were saying is because we haven't been fishing much, we've got a little bit to report, mostly about products and stuff that's happening. But Q&A session. So any questions you have, now's the time to ask us because we're going to sit here and answer your questions as well.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
a
mate.
captive audience, mate.
We're a captive audience, so you might ask us anything you want. Anything.
Yeah, maybe not about our sex lives in case our wives are watching, our partners are watching, but everything else all good. Fishing, lure fishing in particular, obviously, but I don't mind even if it's bait or something.
Bait fishing,
Yeah.
well, you're making a ledger rig at the moment, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I am, although don't know how far that's going to go down the track.
Yep.
It's a bloody good idea, that's all I know. So yeah, we might actually have a way of fishing for snapper with a ledger rig without using bait. So
Yeah.
that could be quite cool, but we've just been given a heads up that maybe it'll be too expensive. So could be very effective, but maybe
how it goes.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Here's
So-
our first question, mate.
Cool.
So this
Yay.
question is, what's the best lure for kingies? Would you like to go first and tell us what do you reckon is the best lure for kingies for you?
Well, yeah.
Because I know what my one is.
I guess it just comes down to whether you're jigging or whether you're trolling a minnow, like a bib minnow or a bibless minnow, or whether you've got stick baits or poppers. I must say...
It has to be an ocean angler lure, mate.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
What's the best ocean angler lure?
Okay, well, my favourite would be, at this stage, probably the Maria Rapido. I just love the surface strikes I get on it, and just the fact that you can get such large fish come up behind it,
Okay.
and it's just a neat lure.
Okay.
But just for
Quite a
catching
few
lots of
questions
fish,
coming in.
okay, lots of fish though, acid drops.
Acid drop, so you're what colour?
I like the white.
So pure
Lumo.
white, 300,
Yeah,
and
300
guess
gram.
what mine is? Orange slider, because I've put zillions of kingfish on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thanks. That's a good question. Where's the next one? This is quite a good one from Joe. Do you guys ever cheat and put some squid on your sliders like I do?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
yep.
do.
I've
I
seen
do.
Mark do it
Yeah.
before. I haven't done it for a long time. I tend to use secret sauce, but that's why these are coming, people. So the jelly babies, which are scented. So that might answer your question there, Joe. So Mark, I've seen Mark do it before. I don't really do it. I know lots of people do.
Yeah,
Mark does it, I don't.
The key thing is to only have a very tiny amount of it, real skinny, or else they just gobble the whole thing down and you actually get the undersized fish being hooked in the gills, so you don't want to have that. And even the decent sized ones, it's hard to unhook, so
Okay.
just a small amount if you have to.
All right, we'll get through this. What is a great soft bait combo to start out with?
Well, I've got to still go for our microwave, even though it's a $300 rod.
Yep.
I think there is nothing better, so you won't ever have to go and change. It won't offer you any more, you can't actually get more advantages than what you get with that. It's an awesome rod.
Yep.
With a reel, I'd actually probably look at maybe a pen. I think,
Yeah, I reckon.
think value for money, they're actually pretty hard to beat.
The spin fisher
Slammer
waterproof
or,
ones. Slammer's a bit heavy for soft baiting, I reckon.
Yeah.
So-
or a Clash or something like that.
Something like that.
I know you guys are talking about.
But I
you
got to
know,
say, mate, so remember I made that rod with Marine Deals? So Marine
Yeah,
Deals have
yeah.
got this, we did like a collab rod with them, and they've got a soft bait rod. I think it's about, I don't think it's even $100, mate. So
Oh, yeah.
that'd be a good entry level one as well.
I just think if you're going to give yourself a decent chance, have a good outfit.
Yep.
Spend the most you can afford because you'll never regret it. And having extra length will really help too. So 7.5, 8 foot, definitely worthwhile.
Yep. So microwave V2, something like that.
Yeah.
With a pen.
Otherwise, Daiwa or Shimano will give you a good
Daiwa,
reel, so-
one of those reels. But I'm finding the ones that are waterproof do last a lot longer. Leader Waite said, when are we taking her fishing? We should do that one day, Leader. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, you've been a good supporter of ours. I've seen your name cropping up all the
Hey,
time,
Mark.
so appreciate it.
Oh, here we go. Here's a good one
No.
from Blair. Hey, Mark, how's the All Black flag you put on your van? Hey? Did you guys know Mark's really famous now? He's on the
yeah.
All Black advert. He's like, ever seen his head's growing a bit, mate? Eh?
Although I am really stoked because I am a big fan of the All Blacks, so if I was ever going to be in an ad, it was definitely the right one for it.
Yeah.
And to actually have, I've actually had a couple of people come up and look at me weird, and I'm just thinking, oh, he's seen me in fishing news or you know, with Ocean Angler or something, and then they go, hey, you that guy who's in the ad, in the rugby ad, and I go, yeah, I am.
That's pretty cool, eh, mate?
Like I've got a cap, even when I haven't got a cap on, so yeah, it's been a bit of a hoot.
Have you got any privileges, mate? You going to be able to get us tickets or anything?
I'm hoping that, you know, lovely women will come up and want me to go and sign, you know, their arm. Or
I don't think you should say that, mate. I think you know how sometimes you cross the line. I think I think you can get yourself in a whole lot of trouble if you keep on going down that track. So I'm going to cut you off on that one before you get in trouble. What else is there? What's this? Tracy, what if the kingies are busy in some action? What lure is best?
Busy
Stick bait.
in some action.
So I guess you mean, Tracy, when they're feeding hard, I would say stick bait, eh?
Depends on whether it's on the surface or
down
further
deep.
down.
Well, I guess you can't tell if it's down deep.
So stick baits, if you can see surface workups and also our duck dives. Definitely
Duck dives.
They're
cool, man.
They're a real neat lure. They will do the job, but the old acid drops just go down super well, easy to go and wind up, and you can keep it up for a long time. So those two, I think, would definitely be the way to go.
Here's a question from Tony. Thanks, Tony. It's what's the point of barbless soft bait hooks? I've never come across them myself. Have you come across?
I'd like them to be.
Yeah, that's a good thing to think about.
I don't think we need them, mate. We don't need barbs.
No, don't need barbs on a hook. Yeah, I've never come across them, but the point is, Tony, to go barbless, so it's really easy to release fish, and if you get the hook stuck in your finger, it's easy to get out. That's why we take barbs off hooks. Yeah,
there's a lot to be recommended, and I think we should look at that.
Here's another one from Simon. Lefties loop on jig heads or not?
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely, mate. I use it all the time. The downside of it is it can wear out, and so make sure you check it. Don't go fishing sessions one after the other without doing your loop knots. Without retying your loop knots, I'll do it every fishing session. I'll tie a new one, and every time I change my jig head, I tie a new lefties loop, which is one advantage of not using the clips, is you get to tie a new knot every time you do it. So I always use a lefties loop, and I think you do too, eh, mate?
I think the only problem with the loops are that some people lift the snapper out on the leader, and it tends to put a lot of pressure on, and it actually causes the wear at the base. And people who do break their lefties loops tend to be people who do that. So either lift it out with a jig head itself, or put a net under it if it's of reasonable size. So we're talking about over legal size. Take some precautions.
Hey guys, hi Gordon, thanks for your question, Gordon Henshaw. Hey guys, have you heard if many people are squid fishing at the moment, and what success are they having? I haven't heard much, mate, and I think that's due mainly to the weather.
Michael got a couple of real big ones
Michael
recently,
got a couple of big ones the other day. I haven't heard too much. There's a couple of good squid fishing Facebook pages. Might be worth checking out on there, but I haven't heard too much myself. But I've kind of been out. I haven't really been. I guess because it's been raining so much, we've been working hard on the business lately, mate? So we haven't done that much fishing.
I don't mind if it's windy and warm, or if it's raining and raining and warm. But when it's raining and cold, it's just very unpleasant to be out there.
So keep these questions coming, guys. Any questions you like. Here's another one from RJ, one of our great fans. Thanks, RJ, for always participating with us. Is there a difference between the blue? This is a good question. Is there a difference between blue and green UV reflective OA jig heads? Is it better to use a certain colour for shallow versus deep? I've noticed with Ocean Angler UV reflects, I catch a lot more. RJ, my favourite one is blue. I pretty much use that all the time. I haven't tested the different colours enough to make a call on your question here, but I can tell you that my favourite one is blue. How about you, mate?
I would say there's probably no difference whatsoever, but having said that, I think the UV aspect of it is the thing that's critical, because it does make a difference, especially in the shallow waters up to about 20 metres. All the rays do come down and they light those up, especially on lures that don't have much UV themselves, like New Penny and the bruised banana. But I find that any colour, having said that, pink because I find pink used to work for me so well on jigs.
Yeah.
I went pink. You went blue.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's plenty of people who do green as
probably,
well. But
probably beat
it
you.
doesn't really matter too much. Any of those colours, provided it's UV reflective.
But mine's blue. I do have had better success on blue, I reckon.
Good on you, mate. Oh, you would have been really terrible then if you've been doing a different colour, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Should we go on to the next question?
Let's go to the new question.
Where is Fishing a Whanga Pro at the moment? Well, Mark, he might reveal some information. I know he guards those spots a bit secretly. He, when he takes me fishing at Whanga Pro, I know he doesn't take me to his number 1 spots. He always takes me to his number 2 spots. So maybe he will share a bit of info about Whanga Pro. Another good source of information about Whanga Pro is the Lure Masters boys. They fish there all the time, so they always will help you. Any questions you have about fishing at Whanga Pro, you know, the Lure Masters, Wayne and Dan, they fish there a lot, and I'm sure they'd be happy to help you out there too. But Mark, you also fish there a lot as well, mate.
Yeah, I've been fishing there quite a lot in recent times. Obviously, not in about the last couple of weeks. Oh, in fact, it was about a week and a half ago. And we found a lot of action on the surface. We had a lot of shearwaters and that sort of thing. Not too many gannets, they were pretty sparse.
Yeah.
But it was worth going following those schools. Yes, there were some kahawai, but there were modest sized snapper up to about 3 kilos with them. I personally look at this time of the year as being the time where you can get real big ones, and that's why in shallow right now, Whangaparoa or places like Kauwau, Motuora, you can catch some big ones. I've been so tormented by Facebook showing me all these pictures of fish I've caught in the past about this time, monsters.
Yeah.
And here we are in an office, and we're not actually out fishing, and it's actually not a bad day. There's not too much wind around.
Sean's really saying, come on guys, this is his first day out in ages, and he really wants to know. We don't really know ourselves, mate. If I
would go shallow.
I would go shallow. I'd be fishing off the end of Whangaparoa.
Just like 7 to 10 metres.
7 to 10 metres,
yeah.
or
maybe
off
15,
Army Bay,
15.
or even I shoot over to Motuora, see if there's any workups happening over there. Yeah, but no one really knows. The intel is really thin, guys, because no one's been fishing, and we don't want to, you know, give you crap information. So we'd rather give you no information than crap information.
What I do like is that right now we've got nor'west winds and west winds, and that slightly warmer wind tends to get the fish on the bite, and you do come back with more fish.
Oh, here's some intel here.
Oh, cool.
Roy, just a small one, some nice fish on, I'd say that means Tiri Rakino line. Was out on mate's boat teaching him soft bait, slow jig with OA gear. He never had much luck in the past, but he was smashing it. So how long ago was that, Roy? So there you go. So that's in pretty close. So that's in between Tiri and the Noisies. So that's about 25 metres. So that's not far to go. Here's another one from RJ. Hang on. Let's check this one out. Will you be choosing a shore slow jig rod? Mate, it's funny you say that because I've got a bit of an interest in jigging from shore at the moment, and I am working on a 10 to 11 foot rod for fishing small stick baits and soft baits from shore, but it could be a while away.
He's asking about slow jigs though.
Slow jig rod.
I think there's definitely plenty of scope though for soft baits and stick baits like you're saying.
So
fishing, say 10 kilo, a good strong 10 kilo.
Shore slow jig rod.
Yeah. The problem
I'm not
with
sure about that, Russell, because you wouldn't really fish. I'm not sure if you'd fish a slow jig from shore because it might get caught on the bottom a lot.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I think you're better off with soft baits. But thanks for the question, mate.
The soft bait keeps the hook up that way, so you're not so likely to snag.
Here's another one, Mark. Tutorial happening. It was, mate, I like to do my Tuesday tutorial charges when I know the fishing's really, really good because it makes me look really, really good. Like I don't want to do charters when the fishing's not so good, so I only go when it's really hot. Then I look like a rock star, right? Yeah. So I'll probably do another batch of 5 soon, but as soon as the weather comes right and I know where the fish are, we'll do some more. So yes, I will be doing some more. Oh, thanks, Roy. Said it's been good along that Terry Rakino line for a couple of weeks. Cool. Right. Anything else?
Right, well, I'll use this opportunity
to so we'll talk about, Mark's going to talk about some of his stuff.
Okay, I have noticed over the years that some things have come back to bite me in the arse, and one of them. One thing I'd do over again.
Is that like saying silly things on live camera?
Well,
live
yeah,
cameras, mate.
yeah.
A live show, saying silly things.
One thing I would definitely like to revisit is I'd like to look after myself a bit better. Probably drinking less when I was younger too would have helped. However, in particular, my skin is now a mess. Like backs of my hands, like they're all, like there's all sort of skin damage,
Peter.
there's
Thanks,
blotches, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And so I wish I'd been looking after that. I've got blotches on my face, I've had skin cancer, that sort of stuff. It's luckily been caught early on. So I really wish I had protection, and that's why when Paul asked me what I thought we should do, and I said, let's go and get ourselves some protective gloves. I know some people think that it's a bit poncy and that sort of stuff.
I don't think it's poncy, mate.
You know, it's sort of got like these shades of Michael Jackson, but ever since I started putting these on, it's one less thing for me to worry about with keeping covered with sunscreen. And I also want to make sure that we have like some good buffs, and you've helped to go and organise that.
I don't think they had to call them buffs though, because that's a, I think that's a registered product.
Anyway, it's
things that go around your neck.
Yeah, it's protection for ourselves so that we can actually go out there, especially as there's also some gathering momentum as far as the fact that some of our stronger sunblocks are actually not that healthy for us.
Yeah.
Like they are getting absorbed by our body, and it is affecting us. I don't know whether that just how true that is, but certainly some people strongly believe that and believe there's scientific evidence. So having stuff that can just cover us and make sure we don't get wrinkled and sun damage and blotches and all the rest of it.
Got to look after
yourself,
guys.
Look after yourself now. Like this, I am now the future that I had so long ago, thinking I'd never get here, you know. And suddenly I'm getting older and I'm going, man, I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
So please look after yourselves. Have long sleeve shirts. Like we're going to have some protective tops as well.
Yep.
Quick drying protective tops.
Yep.
With a hood so that you can look after yourself.
So be fully covered.
So in the future, you can be styling with Ocean Angler, really looking good, but also being responsible to yourself, making sure that you're not in trouble later on. So,
yeah, it's good call, mate. That's good. That's good looking after people like that. So well said, mate. What else, mate?
Anything else? Yeah.
A couple of new colours there.
Yeah, I love. You can hold one, I'll hold the other.
You're talking about the soft baits.
Yeah.
Here's the new colours.
Woohoo!
I found out how to. There's one. If you hold your hand up, I think to see it kind of focuses. So you might have seen this Atomic Sunrise. And how do you say that word, mate? Fusilier or something?
Fusilier.
Fusilier. I think it's a fish in the tropics, eh?
It's a really, really yummy, as far as the predators are concerned, bait fish.
Looks like a bit like is that blue Coey kind of deal?
It was. I mean, what I'd be interested in is just how much UV that's got, because it looks to me like it might have a ton.
We'll have to check that out, eh, bro?
But
I mean,
today, that is exactly what I was going to do, is take these out fishing with me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I didn't see Paul tell me to go fishing until the last moment, so I didn't have enough time to jack someone up to go out with me.
Like blaming me.
I would have loved to have gone out with that. Other things that we've got at the moment, you can have one of those.
Oh, massive Z-Man.
Oops.
Look at that. Hey Don, the gloves will be out, I'd say in about 4 or 5 weeks, mate. Yep.
10-inch. Look at these puppies. Look, I think awesome colours too. You chose really well, mate. I mean,
that's a good idea, RJ.
That's got to be a
like
mullet.
That, RJ. Yep. Giant soft baits. For catching giant fish, I guess.
So these are 10-inch.
So a lot of shops have got them now, guys.
Yep, it's not just the hunting and fishing guys any longer, it's everyone. And these colours really are ones that have proven themselves. We've done really well with them. You can fish. Even the standard light bulbs will actually do it, but I'd actually rather you use the longer shank.
Mate, you know what I'm excited about with these things? Workup season, the new Cyclops V2 comes out, 120 gram, put that on it, put about half a bottle of secret sauce on it, and drop that down into a workup. So that's going to get smashed in a workup, isn't it?
Burley trail.
That's going to be, I can't wait to do that. That's going to catch big ones, I reckon.
That will get some
That'll get big ones doing that, I reckon. A massive lure down underneath a workup when the gannets are raining in and the whales are smashing through it. Oh, that's exciting.
So you think
I'm getting excited. Talking about workup season, I know we've been having the workups through winter, but we're just about to hit that spring workup time, which is always the best time, guys. And you know how you tell? As soon as you feel a bit of warmth in the air, you feel that first bit of spring, that's when the workups really fire up. and
Are you saying that's happened today?
I don't know. They could be on now. I don't know. No one's been out. But really start to take note of the moon. When these workup seasons go into full hilt, they don't happen every day, but if you can go by the moon. So this is the cycle for the workup season that I always go by. So if we start off at, say, the full moon, normally the full moon or a day or two after, it dies a bit, and then it slowly builds up to the new moon. And that's kind of a peak bite time is leading up to the new moon. Then it dies a little bit again. Then leading up to that full moon from about a week, say, even 10 days to 3 days before the full moon is when it really goes off. So if you're starting to figure out when to go workup fishing this spring, really do take into consideration the moon, because it has a huge effect on the workups. And I think it's because there's so much bait around and they're feeding hard all the time that they just feed during these periods, and then when they're not feeding, it is quite hard to catch them.
But yeah, if you can't get it right, still go fishing anyway.
Yeah.
That's me.
Okay. One more question?
Yep.
Let's have a look. From Gordon. Thanks for your question, Gordon. G'day, Johnny 10.
G'day, Johnny.
Hey,
I've been bumping into him a
guys.
bit.
Hi, Gordon. How you going, mate? Hey again, guys. Many a time while travelling around either New Zealand, I would like to take a rod away, have a bag and make it difficult at times. Are there any telescope rods? If any that would you recommend? Not offhand, mate. What I do is I go and buy myself.
Don't get a 4-piece one.
Yeah, or I went to the hardware shop, bought some plumbing downpipe, put a plug on each end. I take my rods around on that, and it's not that much of a hassle really. So that's how I carry my rods around.
Yeah, I used to sell telescopic rods, and just the nature of how they slide into each other, it's just not a very strong way of making a rod, and they do tend to. A lot of them have been very poor quality and break in the past. They're also easy to jam. So yeah, I think you should look at maybe a 4-piece instead. We don't do anything like that, but or even just get a 2-piece like a 2-piece.
2-piece,
okay. You can
like
like you say, put it in a PVC
your
tube.
soft bait rod, mate.
Yeah.
Your Megawave. That's only falls down to about that much.
Well, it'd be 3.5 feet. So
3.5 feet each. Yeah, so that's not too bad.
So not too bad.
Yeah, here's a good bit of intel from Connor. Thanks, Connor. Connor's from Top Catch and Whangaparoa.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Nice
Thanks
to see you
for
yesterday.
sharing. And 2 cousins back from a week at Barrier this morning saying outside broken irons, Pilly workup. So there you go. That is they've been there for quite a while, but they've probably intensified. So there's the first bit of intel for the workups that are happening. And maybe there might be people out there today, so maybe we'll get some more intel soon. And if we do, we will promise we'll share it with you. What do you reckon, mate? Is that a bit long enough?
Oh yeah, are you gonna?
Yep.
Just reminding
we
you
have
about
talked
these,
a bit about
awesome.
this, but these jelly babies not
Especially
far
that
off now,
colour.
people. Couple of weeks. The good thing, we tested it. I put a lot of time into getting these right, and the good thing is that these cannot be pulled down. These skirts, the problem with stretchy material like this, if you just put a bead there, it falls down over the hooks and it's very frustrating. So this is what we got patented. So this is rigged like a game lure. If you turn it inside out, you'll see, can you see that? You've probably all seen this.
So no one else can copy that.
Yeah, so this is, you can't really see it, but that's tied on with some rigging line, whipping line, and then it's and see people can't copy that, so that's pretty cool. We've got a patent on that, just that bit there, so people can't do it because that is the secret to these.
Makes all the difference.
To this, it makes a huge difference, and it stops that from being pulled down. It's there firmly fixed, and it won't come down.
And
so
it's got that funky scent to it is just amazing. You like having it as a moustache.
Yeah, and just when these do come out, guys, so they're full of scent. The scent does leach out slowly, and sometimes they get a bit sticky, but you can fix it by putting talcum powder on it.
Does it?
Put a talcum powder, fixes it up straight away.
I was just thinking, doesn't the scent of the talcum powder, interrupt it?
I don't know, mate. I've been doing it for a while, and it was. I guess it just washes off. It just kind of dries up the scent, so it doesn't stick together.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, if there's something maybe with less perfume to it, it might be even better. Yeah, I knew you'd
maybe a pilchard flavoured talcum powder, mate.
Something like that.
Hey, we invented something, mate.
You're full of bright ideas, that's for sure. Okay, right.
Okay, we better go because I'm starting to feel a bit crazy.
Okay, yes, get off now.
Okay, we better go before we say something silly
Yeah.
and Mark gets into trouble, because he
But thanks-
often does.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys.
Okay, thanks for tuning in.
It's,
Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and let's keep our fingers crossed that this weather comes right
Yeah.
really soon.
Bugger off.
Ciao.
Bugger off.
See you later.
Bugger off weather. Bye. Ocean Eagle signing out.